Hi everyone, it's Joni from Granny J Clay, and I want to say hi. I've missed you guys. I have not done a video for probably a good month. Anyway, I've had a health issue that I've been battling over, and I'm feeling better now, which is, I'm thanking God for that. So I just thought I would jump on here right now and do a little video. I have had a couple of requests from people for some of my little birdies because there are people that watch Emma DeVos channel, DeVost, and I had sent her some of my clay items, and she took some of the birds that I had made, and she attached them to a cha-cha bracelet, which was really cute. And if you haven't seen her channel, you might want to just go watch Emma. She's really good. She makes all kinds of jewelry out of beads. But because she did that, bless her heart, I've had a few requests for some birds. And a gal asked me if I had a store where they could go to buy these things, and I don't. I'm not on Etsy. I'm not anywhere, really. But I am more than willing to sell any of my things, and I would do so with you individually. So I'm going to give you my email. If you choose to order some of these, we can discuss a price and everything through the email. I think that's better. I was going to say some prices tonight, but I think I'll just do it through emails. And for those of you that have already contacted me, I will let you know through an email now what I'm going to be charging. It won't be very much. I call these my littles. These are my littles. And these are very small birds. Here's a quarter, so you can kind of see how big they are. There we go. And of course, here's a dime, and here's a nickel. So you can see that these birds are really small, and they're so cute. I just love them. I took purple clay and mixed it with purple Primo clay, and I mixed it with Primo pearl, and I got this beautiful lavender color. And then I took Primo orange and mixed it with the Primo pearl, and I got this beautiful sort of orange tangerine color. I just think they're both lovely. So those are the ones that I have done in this size so far. Let me see if I can. I've got a little ruler here. I can just take it and kind of. It's one inch. Yeah. From side to side, let me just push this up a little bit. As you can see there, it's an inch. So it's not very big. It's about 1 inch by 1/2 inch. And I couldn't remember what size I used for Emma's birds that I gave her. I think I gave her some bigger birds too, but she likes the smaller birds. I like the smaller birds myself, and so I had her measure the one that she had, and she said it was 1 inch by 1/2 inch, so it would be this size. So let me show you some of the other things, though. I had somebody request the lavender. That's why I made the lavender. But I can always make more lavender if more people want them. You know, it's interesting what people like. And when they saw what Emma could do with them, bless you, Emma, for doing it, then they wanted to get some birdies. So that's my first set. Let me just kind of move that aside a little bit. And I made some that just are a little tad bit bigger. And not much, but they are bigger. And these are the blue ones. Oh, my doggies are going to want to bark upstairs. I'm sorry. Anyway, these are pretty too, but you'll see the difference in the size. They're just a little bit bigger. And here's my quarter. I'll bring that in. So it's not really that much bigger, but it would make a little bit of a difference on a bracelet. You could use this for a necklace too. It's just barely over 1 inch. Close with the beak there, it's close to 1 1/4 inches maybe. So just so you know that. So I have these beautiful blues. Again, this was blue mixed with pearl, and they were both Primo. And so I'll show you those. Just kind of bring those in here. I guess they don't have to be lined up so perfectly, but let's show it to you. And then these beautiful mint green ones. Oh, I love mint green. What I did, you can't probably tell real well, but I did a darker on the top, a lighter on the bottom. So they're not identical, but they're, I mean, as far as the top and the bottom of them, I wanted to make them a little bit deeper in color. I don't know if you can even really tell. So there's the mint green. This is the blue. This is the mint green. I would call this orange, and I would call this lavender. So there are the birds that I've made so far. And I'm not going to make a ton of birds. I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of birds, but I thought I need to at least make a few so people, if they are interested, would have a few to choose from. And now I'm going to show you a few of the other things that I decided I would make. Here are some acorns. And I just, since I had the orange out already, I decided I would stamp. I've got an acorn stamp, and I used ink to stamp the acorn onto some clay after I had textured the clay. As you can see, it's quite textured here. Yeah. Anyway, and those are, let's bring in the quarter again, about the same size as the quarter, except of course it has that little stem on it. So how about if we just bring this in and measure this one to barely over an inch that way, and maybe 3/4 of an inch wide. So those are the acorns. Now what I wanted to show you was I decided to resin a few of my pieces that I've made. I'm not going to resin all of them. That takes more time. I spray them if they have any kind of a, this, it had perfect pearls on it. So I sprayed those with my shellac spray, just a very light spray so that it would just be sealed. But I want to bring in two of the acorns that I just put resin on, and you can see the difference. You see that? Okay, I'm going to lift one up that has resin and one that doesn't. I don't know if you can tell it really well, but this is the one that has resin. It's very, very shiny. So I can resin some more if people want them resined. If they want them just sprayed like that, I can do that as well. So those are my acorns. And let's see, what else should I bring in? Let's see here. I'm going to bring in some owls. I have 3 little owls that I made, and they're not so little. That's why I didn't make more of them. But one of the gals that contacted me had suggested an owl. And I didn't have any owl cutters. I didn't have acorn cutters. So these are time consuming. Once I stamp them, I cut around them with my X-Acto knife to get them cut out. So, of course, you know, if it entails a little bit more work, it might be a little bit more, but not a whole lot more as far as cost. And these are my cute little owls. And there's my quarter. So you can see that's a little bit bigger. Let's measure him too. Let's see. He measures about almost exactly 1.25 inches that way, and almost 1.25 inches that way as well. But he's cute. He's blue, a little blue one. He's darker blue on the back. But I did resin these 3, and he's cute. I think he's a little cutie. So I'll put that over there. And then another gal also asked me for some kitty cats. I don't have a cat cookie cutter, but I have ordered one, and it looks like it has shipped, so I'm hoping to get it. These I had, just the little head of a kitty on this. Here's the stamp that I got, and I got this stamp, and this is really rather small. Let me show you. So here's the nickel, there's the quarter, here's the dime. So they're small, but I left enough. I didn't cut around them exactly. That would be too time consuming with the little whiskers. In fact, I cut some of the whisker off a little bit. I just used my round cookie cutter to cut around them, but I think they're cute. They have a cute little face. But like I said, the cookie cutter that is coming will cut out a full little cat, and it will be small, hopefully. I ordered a mini cutter, so there you go with that. Now this one is thicker. I made that one a little bit thicker, but normally I make them this size where they're there. You can see that. And so that can be put on a bracelet as well. And this is where I got this. This I bought at Michael's. And they have jars of little mini stamps. I just love them. And this particular one had the cat in it. Has a kitty and a dog and a turtle and a snail and a bunny, another owl. So it would be smaller than this owl. And there's a cute little fox, a little frog, a bee, a little bird, a little, some sort of a bug, flying bug. If you know the name of that, you can tell me in the comments. And this is a squirrel with a nut. And then there's another little butterfly. So I made some butterflies as well. Let's see, where did I put the butterflies? Somewhere here. Oh, I know, I sprayed them. And they're in the back room right now. I'll get those in just a second, but let me show you a few other things that I made. I just decided to go ahead and make some smaller things, as long as people were having an interest in them. And these are my snowflakes. So these are the snowflakes. Again, blue Primo mixed with pearl Primo. Those are pretty. And I textured them. I think they look so pretty that way. And then I made some hearts. So let's see if I can get these out. Running out of space here. But I used, there we go, an embossing folder and embossed music notes and the treble clef and staff and so forth on these. You can't tell completely. They do have lines, but wouldn't those look cute on a bracelet? Those would be real cute. And they're fairly little. There's your quarter. Here's your dime again. So they're pretty small. And those are easier to make because I do have a cutter for them, just like I have a cutter for the birds. And I have a cutter for the snowflakes as well. So it gets to be a bit more tedious when I stamp something on the clay and have to cut around it, like I said. So here are the hearts. Okay, I don't know if you can tell that there are some musical notes on there or not. I don't know if you can see kind of see the treble clef on this particular one right there. But I like those. Those are cute. And then I made some mittens, and I'll tell you what. My new favorite clay is, let me show it to you. Let me get the mittens out first. I'll kind of push this aside a little bit. And I'll show you my mittens, my little plaid mittens. And let's see here if I can get it to be a little bit closer. Well, then you can't see everything. Okay, so there's the mittens, and here's the clay that I used. It's a very beautiful, it's called white gold glitter. And I used this not too long ago for something, and I thought it was so pretty, but it wasn't as pretty this way or this way. Not nearly as pretty as when I put resin on it. Oh my goodness, it just popped like you would not believe. In fact, I have resined a couple of the mittens over here. So let me bring those in. Those are not resined. These are. and you can really, really see a difference. They are such a cute little thing. Let me bring my quarter in and show you how big. So it's not so big either. Here's my dime. I'll put it on top. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to see if I can so you can see a little bit closer up. I'll move these up a little bit, even if they fall off my thing, it's okay. But do you see the difference? I'll pick this one up and this one up, and you can totally tell how the resin makes that beautiful silver just pop. It's so pretty, so pretty. So I just thought I'd resin a few, and then if somebody ordered some and wanted them resined, I'll finish those as well. So that's that. And then I also made some little snowmen. I love these. These are so cute. So I have a little cutter for these, which makes them easy to make for me. And I have a little cutter for my snowmen. Aren't they cute? Oh, they're just cute. Okay, there's my snowman. These are all my littles. My little ones. Okay, so there's my little snowman, and as you can see, they have a, you can't see very well. Let me push them up a little bit more. Some of this will go off my tile, but that's okay. Just push them up there so you can see them. But you can see his hat. I put black ink on the hat and made 3 little buttons, poked them, and had ink on the, I used this to poke it with. I got these at Michael's, I guess, but a little ball tool. But I would just dip it in my ink, on my ink pad, and then hit it on the clay. And then I used some orange paint, for the nose. But I just think, isn't that cute? Let me show you how they sparkle after you resin these. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? But you know, I'm a sparkle girl, so if you're not, you might like the other ones better. I think they're both cute. But I love sparkle and glitter and everything that's shiny. I know some of you are like that as well. So let me just pick one of these up and this up. I'm gonna just bring it up a little bit closer, and you can just see the difference. So pretty, so pretty. So those are just a few more of my littles. Now I wanted to show you something else. I'll just leave all these other things kind of sit here. I was just playing tonight before I did the video, and what I did was I made a couple of stars. Let me move this up a little bit further again so you can see. I made these stars, and where's my quarter? Here's my quarter. So it's about that big. I think it's 1 by 1. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's 1 by 1. So that's a nice size as well. And then I tried making some butterflies, and on this particular butterfly, I cut the antenna off. I just don't know. I don't feel safe leaving the antenna on the butterfly because I think it would break off. I really do. This is Primo clay, and I baked it for the desired length of time, but they're so skinny, I just think they'd break off. So I would probably cut them off, or either before I put them in the oven or after I got them out. This one, I did that too. I cut that one off, if you can tell. Now, I didn't resin these at all, any of this. I just basically had gotten that out of the oven. And this is what I used. Michael's has these in the baking department, where I think you can get other things where you make mints and so forth. But they had this, and so this is way too big for a bracelet. This would be way too big. This one is this one right here. As you notice, I didn't link whatever this little thing is called down here. They look like, I don't know, something attached to the wing. I didn't leave that on either. I just was afraid it would break. So that's that one. This is that one. And this one is this one right here. But of course it went in like that, and then I popped it out. So I like that. I thought, oh, you could attach it right here at the top of this wing to your bracelet so nicely. Well, you could do that on any of the wings for these. Depends on, I guess, just the size that you wanted. So this is the same as that. I just cut the antenna off of these. So there those are. So that's what I've been doing just recently. We were able to get away for a little while. We went to Minneapolis and had a mini reunion. I ended up having to stay in the hotel one full day and evening because I wasn't feeling well, but we made it up there, and I was able to take a few of my pieces that I had created and give them to a few of the women that came. I wanted to give them as thank yous to some of the women who had planned or taken part in planning some of our reunions in prior years. And there were only three of us women that came. It was a mini reunion, and there were more men there than, of course, the men had their wives, but as far as classmates, there were only three of us women classmates, and we had a pretty large graduating class. But this was kind of an off year mini reunion we just decided to have because we were going to have one last year and didn't because of COVID. So some of the guys, including my husband, just decided they would plan the mini reunion, and I think everybody enjoyed it and had a nice time. The guys, you know, I don't think any of the gals golfed, but the guys went out golfing and, of course, told their stories and so forth. You know, like guys can do. Shared and joked with each other and had a good time. And we were able to see some dear friends that are battling cancer, actually, right now, both the husband and wife at the same time, but they were able to come. So bless you, Mark and Paulette, if you happen to be watching. Still praying for you. So that's what I've been doing. Oh, here I also bought this little set of star cutters at Michael's, and this was also in the cooking department or baking department at Michael's, but I used the smallest one. I did have a star. I do have another star, but my other star had 6 points. This one has 5, so I kind of wanted a 5-point star. So there you have it. That's kind of that's kind of what I've been doing lately, and it's been fun. Kind of focusing on doing some real little things. Oh, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is just jump back in my room here right behind me. I had sprayed some, well, I had stamped some butterflies, and they're not my favorite, but I just decided I'll just hang on to them and I'll show them to you. They're not any big deal, but I'll just show you how different things can turn out differently. Like if you have a mold, that's so wonderful because you get to see all the beautiful lines. And if you wanted to, you could run Prolax powder over that a little bit and get it to shine that way. Or, like I said, see how they move? See. I don't think that's going to last very long. So I probably wouldn't keep the antennas on if somebody wanted those, but I love that one. Let me run back just quick, and if you hear doggies barking, forgive that for a little while. They're going to bark. Okay, I'm back. Let me move this out of the way. I have this big tin foil pan. I put them in and I spray them These, I think, you can see that they are butterflies, and I sort of cut around them, but I didn't follow their shape and form, you know, like I did this with the mold, or let's see, like I cut this one out. I just went around it a little bit, and they still could be attached. They could still be attached to a, yeah, they could still be attached to a bracelet, you know. Let me show you what they look like. But you can see that, I mean, there was no way I could cut around the antenna and that would be good to go. So I just did it that way. And there's plenty of room to drill a hole. I didn't drill any of these because you can hand drill them, you know, with a little hand drill. And Emma shows that. She did that to the birds that she put on the bracelet, and I've done that hundreds of times too. So you can do that really, really, really easily. Anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the things that I've been working on. I am tomorrow, I think I'm gonna make a few more littles, and if I do, then what I'll do is I'll just make a video so you can see what I'm doing. It just feels so good. It feels so good to feel good again, and to, you know, to want to do some clay again. I'm trying to bring some birds in so you can see these. But I just decided to do this within the last few days, so I've been a busy girl the last couple of days. So if you see something here that you would like to purchase, you just let me know. Again, it's jholdhusen@gmail.com. jholdhusen@gmail.com. So if you want some, let me know, and we'll talk. Okay? I hope you enjoyed just this brief little video of me showing you what I've been up to and all my littles. And also let me know if you prefer resin or not, because I can just spray them. If they don't have anything on them, like these are just, they don't have any pearl powder on them at all, and I think they're really pretty. But if you put a little resin on that, it would really make that pop too. But you know, I didn't want to make everything with resin on it. I just wanted to, I did, as you can tell, I did put a texture on them. I used an embossing folder, and so they've got it on the back as well, and they're these are a little bit darker on the back. So that's kind of it. I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at what I've done, and I hope you'll let me know if you have an interest in buying some. I'd be happy to share them with you. You guys have a really good evening tonight, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.